Good morning, fellow sovereigns. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm in the bush, but just below me is a motorway. So anyway, we'll see what this sounds like by the time it's done. So this is just a little sanctuary in the middle of the city, and I think I've got 3 questions. We'll see how we go. So the first is about the sun. They tell us the sun is hot, and we've all accepted it. And if someone questions it, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? You're mad, of course it's hot. However, if you get in your spaceship and you go for a trip halfway to the sun, and then you strip down to your bra and knickers, get out of your spaceship, you will die within about 3 seconds from the cold. But you're closer to the sun, and it's supposed to be hot. So that's a question. It's always bothered me. The other question about the sun is they discovered that there was a study, about 2,000 people, and they found that people who had healthy diets, i.e. they didn't do takeaways, they had basically alkaline diets, meat and veg, that sort of thing, did not get skin cancer. And those who had heavy takeaway diets, if you like, a lot of acid diet, about 82% of them got skin cancer. So what they did was they had about 2,000 people, put them into 4 groups. One group had eaten, so this is just looking at people's histories, had eaten healthy food and used sunscreen. Group 2 had healthy food and never used sunscreen. Group 3 had unhealthy food, used sunscreen, and Group 4 had unhealthy food and not used sunscreen. I think I've got that right. So, there was only one big difference. The sunscreen made no difference. The healthy food people, healthy diet, had about 6% skin cancer. The unhealthy had about 82% skin cancer. So my question is it anything to do with the sun? Just a question about the sun. Is it really that dangerous? Is it really that hot? And the other question is, this is from my childhood, when I was a kid, and we did it many times, several times. We'd dig these big holes, we'd make like huts underground. And it was really nice in the summer because it was always cooler. And down on the ground, we'd go down about 6 feet, we'd have a massive, like the size of a lounge almost sometimes. It would sometimes take weeks to dig these things. It was just a lot of fun doing it. And then when I was at school, at boarding school, we used to, a bit naughty, we'd go into the bush and we'd dig these huge holes and we'd have these secret meetings. We'd sneak out in our pajamas in midnight and we would have already stacked up with lots of sweets and all sorts of things, and alcohol sometimes. I don't know how we accessed that at boarding school, but we did. And so we'd sneak out at midnight and have these little parties underground. And always underground, it was cooler than it was up there. And the Pueblo Indians and lots of people who live in hot climates dig pits and they put their food underground and it's cooler. But they tell us the centre of the earth is hot, like it gets hotter as it goes in. But my experience is it's cooler as it goes in. So are these stories wrong? Is there something else going on? Is there another truth? I have no idea. I don't know the answer, but they've always bothered me. And if we're to believe the stories of Admiral Byrd and hundreds of other people, in the top of the Antarctic, you can go down and there's worlds within this world. And they are temperate, moderate climate places. So you'll go down thousands of feet. So they're much closer to the hot core of the earth, and yet they're not hot. So I just ask these questions because we've been told them from birth. We've believed them. They've become who we are. And no one questions them. And when someone questions them, it's like, hey, you're mad. You know, there's something wrong with you. There's probably something wrong with me. So if someone can explain to me why it gets cooler as it gets towards a hotter earth, why it gets cooler towards a hotter sun, and why the sun makes no difference to cancer, in fact diet does, just questions. So I leave you, my good friends, with those 3 questions that have been bugging me forever. And I wish you, and I bless you, and all who sail in her,